And they also try to catch a sausage using their mouths. And, you know, I think this is the LGBTQ portion of the programming for the season. Hi everyone, my name is Demetri and welcome back to DemetriTube. The Bachelor, Night 4. Let's talk about it. As always, if you're enjoying my videos, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. I'm a growing YouTuber and like subscribes really help me out. So just one real quick thing before we get started. So there's an episode Monday night and then another episode Tuesday night. I watch through Hulu, so I can't watch Tuesday's episode until Wednesday morning. And then I'm working Wednesday night. So I'm not quite sure when I can get my second episode review out this week, but just subscribe to my channel. You'll get the notification when it's out. And that's all I got. We have a lot to talk about today. Let's go ahead and dive into the review. So the episode starts and all the contestants and Joey get flown out to Malta, and Autumn mentions that she's never been to Europe. I've never been to Europe either, but I'm going this fall. It's happening. I already booked my stay. It's happening, y'all. Anyways, I didn't know where Malta was. I definitely had to Google it. So basically, Italy is a boot that kicks a rock, and a little bit south of that rock is another smaller rock, and that is Malta. And that is your geography lesson for the day. And just one more thing I want to mention about the intros. We got to point out some outfits. So for the most part, these ladies have not given us any outfits this season, but all of a sudden now everybody wants to give us outfits. And the first one I want to mention is Maria. So before they flew out to Malta, Maria was chilling on the couch with someone else, and she was in this like long sleeve black top. She had a high ponytail and a really cute skirt. I really like this outfit. I don't know what it is about this outfit, but I like it. It's very loungy, but also it's like a really cute loungy, and I'm really feeling the high ponytail. Next, when they arrived to Malta, I really liked Joey's shirt, and I also liked Lexi's dress and Edwina's top. I kind of wish Lexi had worn this dress for her one-on-one date instead of the outfit she did end up wearing. After that, we move on to the first one-on-one with Lexi, and when it comes to her outfit, I'm not feeling it. Like, she's serving body, but this outfit is a no for me. So for the date, they grab snacks, they play bocce, they dance a little bit, and they just explore Malta. At one point, Lexi says living on a boat would be great. And like, that's just a little too adventurous for me. Like, living on a boat for maybe like a couple weeks would be cool, but like to live permanently on a boat, like that's just not for me. After that, Lexi and Joey go to this gorgeous church in Malta, and Lexi gets sort of emotional over all of the artwork, and it reminds her of her grandfather who passed, who used to take her to church, and I think she also said he was an artist as well. And while they're sitting, a priest comes up to them for a chat. I'm pretty sure it's a priest. I'm guessing the Maltan priests look a little different from American ones, but I'm pretty sure he's a priest. And also, most of Italy, I think, is Catholic. So I guess Malta being Catholic as well would make sense. And he talks about the importance of family, and then we get some confessionals from Lexi, and this also makes her emotional because she knows she may not be able to have kids, and she's trying to find the best way to tell this to Joey. And there's something I want to point out in this moment. So Lexi in one of the confessionals says she didn't want to focus on the fact that she possibly cannot have kids because it's beyond her control. And I loved hearing that from Lexi, because this is something I wish we had heard from Medina. Medina was stressed because she's 31 and she feels like she's aging out, but I wish Medina had the attitude Lexi has, like, don't focus on the things you cannot control. And then we move on to the night portion of the date, and baby, Lexi serves us an outfit. I absolutely love this dress on her, and what I love most about Lexi in this moment is that she's giving us range. During the daytime, Lexi was like, okay, I'm gonna serve you a sneaker and a jean and give you a cute daytime look, but now we're giving a total 180 and she's serving this gorgeous, black, beautiful, sexy dress. Stan. And not only that, ABC gives us this beautiful backdrop with Malta in the background with like historic buildings and everything. Like, I was feeling the fantasy during this date. So during the one-on-one, Lexi talks about her endometriosis, and because of that, she may not be able to have kids one day. And one of her exes broke up with her because of the fact that she may not have kids, and that was pretty tough to listen to. And Joey, as amazing as he is, gives the perfect response back. He says, "It doesn't make me want to run, and there are other ways to create a family," which was really sweet. And overall, I really do not have much to say on this date. This is not a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure Lexi is going to be top 4. When I made my top 4 prediction last week, I had Lexi in there, and they seem to have a very solid connection. And overall, I do think Lexi is a better choice for Joey than Daisy. I'm going to try to say this the best I can, but Daisy is just too chill. Like, when I watch one-on-ones with Daisy and Joey, sometimes it just feels like Daisy just finished smoking a blunt. And like, Lexi is chill, but she's not like that extent of chill. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And also, Lexi very much seems like a guy's girl. I mentioned this on my first review, but she likes to play golf. I think she's familiar with sports, and I think Joey likes that because Joey has a gay dad, and I think he also has like 3 or 4 sisters. So I think the ability to play golf with her and her dad and her brother, and then maybe watch sports together, is like a huge bonus point for him. And by the way, that is very much a guess. I don't know Joey's dad. I'm pretty sure we did not see him last season. And when we saw his family, who knows? Maybe they are into sports. Maybe they are into more guy things. But just from what we've seen, I'm pretty sure they're not. Okay, now we're moving on to the group date. And just a heads up, there were some scenes with Sydney earlier, but I'm going to save all of that for the end. So for the group date, they go to Fort Manuel. And by the way, this country is absolutely gorgeous. This is probably one of the prettiest countries I've seen on the show thus far. Iceland comes very close. They went to Iceland during Clayton season, which also was very stunning, but I think Malta is like a little prettier. But it's hard to compare because Iceland, you had like the snow and the ice and the mountains as the backdrop, and you know I love them wintry scenes. Anyways, so the women dress up as knights and they sword fight. They look into Joey's eyes. They get in a circle and try to grab each other's flag. Like if you played flag football, it's kind of like that. And they also try to catch a sausage using their mouths. And, you know, I think this is the LGBTQ portion of the programming for the season. Next, if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and pound that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And during the sausage portion of the date, Allie passes on it. She's like, I'm not doing that. And I'm on team Allie. I would have passed for this too. Sorry, Joey, I may have not won your love, but at least I got a free trip to Malta. So Autumn ends up winning the group date, and we really didn't get to see much more of her. But when she won the group date, Caitlin was so blown. And just one more thing I want to say about the group date. So I think Joey looks better with clothes on. And I'm not being shady. I swear that's not shade. So Joey is built like a soccer player and he looks very good, but you can just tell Joey is not the type of guy that normally just has his shirt off unless he's like at the beach or at the pool. And when he has his shirt off, he just does not seem as confident as compared to like when he's well dressed in a suit or has on like a cute outfit. And because of that, to me, I think he just looks sexier with clothes on. But at the same time, I get it. There's a ton of thirsty viewers watching this show and they want to see him take his shirt off. But also, I just realized I don't think we've had any shower scenes with him yet. Have we? I don't think we have. But at this point during Zach's season, we easily had like 17 shower scenes with him that none of us wanted to see. After that, we move on to the night portion, and I want to give an honorable mention to Jen's dress. I really liked her dress. I thought it was cute. I don't necessarily think it was a good look for a nighttime cocktail party. Like if this was a daytime cocktail party, it would have been better, but the dress was still cute. Next, we have a one-on-one with Daisy, and immediately when this date started, I was like, dang, I'm so tired of the Daisy dates. We have all these contestants and yet we keep seeing one-on-ones with her. It really feels like ABC is trying to push her to be the next Bachelorette, but we'll just have to wait and see. So during the one-on-one, Daisy mentions that she wants twin girls so she can name them Coco and Ocean. And like I said earlier in the video, y'all, sometimes it just feels like Daisy rolled a fat blunt right before this date. And no shade if your name's Ocean and you're watching this video, but the name Ocean sounds like a name that a very wealthy celebrity would name their kid. Did y'all ever watch that show on VH1? And they would have episodes where it was like the most ridiculous celebrity kids' names. Like that very much sounds like a name we would find on this list. And sidebar, but this is related. This is kind of a pet peeve of mine. So she wants to name her daughter Colette, but then call her Coco. And like, why doesn't she just name the daughter Coco? Another example, a lot of people will name their kid William, but then end up calling them Liam. And I'm like, just name him Liam in the first place. And like, I could see if you were giving the kid like a ridiculous nickname, like you don't want to put that on the birth certificate. But if it's like a normal name like Liam or Coco, just name them Liam or Coco. Yeah, quick sidebar, but like, I don't know why that's such a pet peeve for me. Next, we have a quick one-on-one with Kelsey A. And y'all, Kelsey A wants to take this man to the fantasy suite so bad. Next, we have a one-on-one with Kelsey T. I loved Kelsey T's dress. I thought it was really cute. The only read I have though is I wish it was a different color. I think this would have looked better in like a yellow or maybe like a blue or a blue-green. So overall, Kelsey T and Joey's one-on-one went very well. They do have a connection, but at the start of the date, Kelsey T asks, "What do you want from me?" And she says this in a means to like kind of progress the relationship forward. And two things I just want to say about this. First, that is a weird question. And also it was kind of a weird way to word it, but Kelsey T and Joey get one another, so it ended up being fine. And second thing I want to say is Joey's Gemini was really showing in that moment because he responds to Kelsey T, he wants more quality time. But that was a really messy answer because clearly Kelsey T cannot control the amount of time she gets with this man in this situation. And I really like Kelsey T. She's definitely in my top 4 and I really like Joey and Kelsey T together. The only thing is though, I just don't think he's gonna choose her. And I hate to say that because I really don't want to see Kelsey T hurt, but I don't know, it's just a feeling I have. I just don't think he's gonna choose her. And one more thing about Kelsey T, she ends up getting the rose and I was so ecstatic when she got the rose. Like this was probably the first rose I've been excited about all season. And lastly, we get a one-on-one with Jess. I don't really like her dress, but during her one-on-one, she does tell Joey that she's falling for him. And sorry, one more thing before we move on. The color of Autumn's dress was really pretty. It was like a military olive green. The color of her dress was like perfection. Now we are moving on to the 2-on-1. Let's go. Joey's heart is on the line and someone needs to go home. So at the top of the episode, Sydney is pulling out all the dramatics and she is just lying through her teeth nonstop. And like, Sydney, I'm gonna go to your vintage shop in Newport, Rhode Island. Like, damn, you do not have to do all of this. I'm gonna go and buy a bracelet. And like, I get it, girl. You want to promote the shop, but like, it's really not that serious. But in Sydney's defense, at one point, the contestants were like chilling in the suite and she was talking and she was wearing this like red cowboy jacket with fringe and that jacket was really cute. And not only that, Beyonce is possibly dropping a country album and Kim K posted a pic of herself in a cowboy hat on the gram. So I think cowboy is about to be really in soon. Anyways, so moving back to the 2-on-1 with Joey, Maria, and Sydney. Yep, it's that time. Outfit of the episode. For this week's outfit of the episode, I'm giving it to Maria on the 2-on-1 date. Maria is wearing this really cute long sleeve yellow dress. It has like a slight pattern on it and it's cut out in the middle around the bust and then a little bit in the middle, and she looks amazing in this dress. And she pairs this with a really cute heel, and underneath she has a bathing suit on in case they go swimming, and she just looks so sexy and the cutouts accentuate her curves. Like, this is very much something you would wear to go get on a rich man's yacht. And I gave her outfit because she understood the assignment. Like, this was the perfect outfit to go get on that yacht. And what made this outfit even better was the contrast to what Sydney was wearing, because Sydney looked a mess. She looked like she was coming from 90s Jurassic Park. And ABC really fumbled the bag during this date. I actually wish this date had been a one-on-one. This was a gorgeous date and it would have been such a romantic one-on-one to go to this blue grotto. But they kind of wasted it and made it a 2-on-1, and none of the contestants could really enjoy themselves, in my opinion. Anyways, so both Sydney and Maria get one-on-ones with Joey, and during the one-on-one with Sydney and Joey, Sydney lies her face off. She says Maria attacked her at the pool party, and she also says Maria told Leah to shut the up. And Joey during this date was just so unserious. I hate to tell y'all this because I know you love Joey, but he was very not genuine during this moment. Let's keep it real, y'all. He was hamming it up, and this is the most acting we've seen from Joey ever. Like, if Joey had to deal with drama like this in the real world, this is not how he would act. Joey was like,
oh my God, I don't know who to believe. I don't know what to do. I've never been in a situation like this.
And y'all, I did not believe it for 1 second. This man was hamming it up for the producers. So then after that, we move on to the night portion, and both Maria and Sydney wore very cute dresses. And Joey talks to both of them and says,
I'm not looking for the truth. I just want to know if you see a future with us.
And like, I can guarantee y'all, Joey does not talk like that in real life. So after that, Sydney gets sent home and Joey is like,
can I walk you out? And from here, you'll head straight to paradise.
And the most ironic thing about all of this is that when Sydney's exiting, she says, I don't think he knows the real her. And I'm like, girl, he doesn't know the real you either. And y'all, Leah cried after Sydney got sent home. And I'm like, I just can't. I cannot with her. After that, we move on to the cocktail party, and there are a few one-on-ones I want to talk about. The first one is Jen and Joey. So Jen and Joey go to the pool and stick their feet in the water, and Joey is self-conscious about his feet and his toes. And I'm like, sir, like, why didn't you just go get your feet done? Like, I got a pedicure like 2 weeks ago. It's not that expensive. Go, they'll take good care of you. And during this moment with Jen and Joey, I saw a little more connection. I'm still not convinced she'll make it to top 4, but I will admit I did see a little more connection between them. Next, Caitlin's dress was really cute. I really liked the color and I loved how it was asymmetric. I wish the dress was like knee length or like a skirt instead of being this long, but it was still a cute dress. Next, we have a one-on-one with Kelsey A. So Kelsey A, when she travels, she normally sends herself a postcard and like she writes about the experience or something. I don't remember exactly what she said, but for this one-on-one, she makes Joey a postcard since she couldn't go get one herself. And this moment was just so cute and so sweet. I love it. I'm telling y'all, this woman is top 4 and she was definitely in my top 4 prediction. And I hope she makes it to hometowns because she's the one with the hot dad. And lastly, we have a one-on-one with Medina and Joey. I really didn't care for this one-on-one mainly because Medina is friends with Sydney and I just don't really care for Medina at this point. She talked about having a hard time opening up or something and she did a trust fall with Joey. Overall, this one-on-one was pretty lame anyway. Now we're moving on to the Maria, Medina, and Leah drama. And y'all, the way ABC moved so seamlessly from one villain to the next was wild. Like, Leah really cleared this episode. Like, I was gagged at the last 5 to 10 minutes. Like, this was probably the best episode of the season just because the last 10 minutes or so of this episode. So Allie, Maria, and Kelsey A are playing games with some grapes that they found. And I loved this moment. I wish we saw more moments like this of just the contestants having fun. We tend to see this more on Bachelorette, but we don't see this as much as I would like on The Bachelor. And Medina joins and she has a quick conversation with Maria and congratulates her on having a good one-on-one time with Joey. Leah overhears this and gets mad because she feels like more people should be sad about Sydney going home, and she also feels like Medina is being fake because she is befriending Maria after Sydney had her back this whole time. And this is so crazy because I literally just talked about this on my last review. Sometimes women, and not all women, just want to be miserable. And if they're miserable, they want to make sure everyone around them is miserable as well. And that's what's happening right now. So Leah, I get it. You were really cool with Sydney and now that she's gone, you cried. You're upset. I get that. But not everyone else has to cry with you. Like, Sydney's not dead. She just went back home. And let's be real, y'all are gonna hang out in a month in San Diego with the rest of Bachelor Nation, and I'm sure you're gonna post a video about doing a vintage clothing haul through her shop in Rhode Island. After that, Leah pulls Medina for a one-on-one and she tells her she's frustrated with how she navigated crying over Sydney leaving and then befriending Maria. And then Medina claps back, I don't have to be mean to Maria because Sydney was my friend. I'm trying to navigate this the best I can. You don't have to understand how I'm navigating. like how I don't understand how everyone else is navigating. And then she starts to tear up a little bit. Also, that was not word for word, but that was basically what she said. So Leah tries to clap back again, and ultimately she looks silly. And overall, in this exchange, I thought Medina handled herself really well. And I was actually surprised at how well she handled it. I was not expecting that. And while I do think Medina handled this situation well, at the same time, I also think Medina has just been too hands-off this entire time. It just feels like Medina has had this like, I don't want to be involved approach to this entire situation. But until things bubbled over, until this point here, now that she has to get involved, she is getting involved. I think Medina should have probably inserted herself sooner so it didn't reach this point. But I can't prove that, but that's just what it feels like to me. Next, I told y'all on my episode 1 review that Leah is not here for the right reasons. And I am so glad that on this episode, I was completely vindicated because some of y'all did not believe me, but I knew episode 1. She is pulling out so many theatrics, and for that, Leah is not here for the right reasons.
I just feel like you're not here for the right reasons.
So Sydney is bad, but to me, Leah is 10 times worse. When Leah said, I hold my circle to a really high standard, girl, if you're friends with Sydney, you clearly do not. And after the exchange with Medina is over, Leah goes to talk to another contestant and she says,
Me and my friends back at home would go to war for each other. I can't be fake. I don't want to be fake.
And I totally get it. Leah is ride or die for her friends. I totally get that. But if your friends are doing something morally wrong, you need to check them. Leah, now you look like a clown because you are riding so hard for Sydney, but it's clear that Sydney lies and lies nonstop. So yes, you're riding for your friend, but your friend is also a liar. And not only that, Leah told Medina that she is the reason Sydney got sent home. And again, like, to me, Leah is 10 times worse than Sydney. And after Maria hears this, Maria starts crying. She's like, I can't handle this anymore. And it's alluding to the fact that Maria may just leave the show altogether, but we will have to wait and see during the next episode. And sorry, one more thing about Leah. I was gagged when she said she storms off in tears, and I'm glad that's the case. Like, low-key Leah cleared. And one last thing I want to say about this situation is that the friendship dynamics among the contestants this season is like crazy. It almost does not even make sense to me. So earlier in the episode, Jess is having a one-on-one with Sydney. And at first I thought Jess was talking to Sydney because like production made her and nobody else wanted to talk to Sydney. But that's not the case. Later on, we find out Jess is friends with Leah. And not only is Jess friends with Leah, so is Rachel. And I think Kelsey T is just not getting involved. I think Allie is friends with Maria. And then Kelsey A, I think she's kind of a wild card. Like, she's just cool with everyone. And I think I'm just going to stick with what I predicted last episode. I'm pretty sure most of this house just does not like Maria. And now a lot of people in the house are kind of taking Leah's side to kind of gang up against Maria. And I think that's what's happening. And it was just very shocking because Jess was kind of seen as a little problematic after the first episode when she blabbed about smooching to all of the contestants. But definitely Rachel was even more of a surprise because Rachel had a very good image up until we found out she was friends with Leah. And it just goes to show you that it's not black and white who's good and who's evil. More than likely, nobody on this show is perfect and they fall somewhere in the middle. And that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed this review, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.